car loaded with all of my latex and some very special shoes and some of my favorite jewelry. Should be a lovely experience. I'm wearing sneakers with a skirt, one of my favorite looks to represent. It's kind of cute, kind of girly, kind of tomboy, natural, athletic. You know how I am. I have also went ahead and added some special items to the wish list. These wish list items are for someone else. They're for my boyfriend. There's some very special books. Underneath the item, you will see that it says for ZTM. I would like for you to go ahead and purchase these items so we can add to our collection of books and to enhance our studies and our education. So many people think that they need to be in college or in a course in order to be learning. That is not true. If you really wanted to, you could pick up a neuroscience book yourself and learn about the brain. I mean, you have a brain, so why not know more about your brain? It's a personal choice. Perhaps you wish to know more about your body, or perhaps you wish to know more about food. Perhaps you care about your health, perhaps you don't. Perhaps you need someone like me to encourage you to know and remember why you are important. Or perhaps you are the opposite and you would enjoy for me to tell you why you are not important. That's probably for the narcissists who need assistance in regenerating themselves in a way that makes them feel glad to be themselves without being a painted mask and a false illusion of the self. I have great joy and comfort while driving and while being on great adventures. I am thankful for those of you who have granted my wishes and follow through on my commandments and my orders and my desires, and making sure that I am always smiling. For you, I will make sure that I transfer you this positive energy as often as possible. I do have the intention of making some more custom videos, and I also have some other videos in mind. However, they are not going to be free videos. They will not be on YouTube. Some of you know exactly where to find me and have already been purchasing my art. I am very thankful for those of you. These are videos that will not be on fans only. These will be purchased individually and will be appropriately priced, acknowledging how much the website will be taking from me. Most websites take 40%. So be mindful of that. And know that I do have a logic. I understand some of you would be interested in paying a markup, right? I know some of you aren't really a part of the lifestyle of the BDSM community like I am. However, those of you that know what I'm talking about, I will be looking into how I can do these coupons, if you will, that will actually double the price of the content. Now, some of you are more interested in my underwater content. That's more of a fans only thing. And I do have 2 separate accounts. One of them is kind of more dedicated to my nudist lifestyle and being able to have the freedom to be my authentic self without conditions and limitations. While there's also another one that actually is interesting. It's more just me and things like that. And both accounts do have different content unless I do feel that the content is best to be going on both platforms. However, it's kind of rare that I actually do that. So if you're looking for a wide variety and a way to financially support me, you can become a member of both. I'm also looking into additional avenues of generating income, such as maybe my own official website and also an online store. It's just, should I say it's not fun being my own boss? I think that would be a lie. It's just a lot of work having to do all of the computer stuff, and it just takes a lot of effort and emotional energy and mental energy above all else. I have, however, went ahead and went grocery shopping today. My bill came out to be $111. In addition to that, I purchased a plant for the business of Trina Medicine, and this plant was a palm tree, which was $17. I do give you permission to reimburse me for whichever you feel called to, should you choose. I have personally invested in all organic foods. Now I'm hearing that question of saying, what do you get? For those of you who are interested in living a similar lifestyle to me. So I personally enjoy taking all of my food out of the plastic packaging. For those of you that don't know, BPA plastic, it restructures the food and causes asexuality. So if you've been having libido issues, you might want to stay away from your plastic. I like to restructure my water and put my water into glasses and set intentions. Sometimes you can take a piece of tape and write on the piece of paper, love, power, healing, health, whatever your intention, your wish is, okay? And you can restructure your water. You can pray over your food. Prayers also count as please and thanks, okay? So you don't have to get all religious on me and all closed-minded. However, it is important for you to honor yourself and honor your life and be grateful. Attempt not to smoke. Attempt to not poison yourself. Another thing that I like to do is I take out, let's say the peppers are wrapped up in plastic, or the strawberries are in a plastic container. I always rinse everything with extra water. If I had a Kangen water machine, I would definitely be using that. So if you have one of those, please use that. I'll also be looking into adding one of these to my Amazon wish list, especially if I can find one that isn't $10,000. That would be one of the greatest gifts you could ever give me. I would just absolutely adore that. Adore that. It would be fantastic to have my own personal machinery like this. And can you imagine? I can imagine. I would be freaking out. I might cry with joy. That's how much I want one of those. And a distilled water maker would also be cool. However, it's not as cool as a Kangen water machine. Not at all. And it doesn't have to be Kangen. It's just about alkalizing the water and being able to control the water structure, to a 9 pH would be my personal preference, even though it's not mandatory for you to be drinking alkaline water, because our lungs actually manage our pH the most, in case you don't know. So know that your inhales and your exhales are most important. I would love to be providing a breathing technique or live breathing exercises, especially as I continue my own personal studies. I would love to share with you what I'm learning, and to just have the opportunity for you to have an experience with me for free, of course. If you wish to give back after I have given my personal energy away for free, you are entitled to that. So please trust your feelings and your intuition if you feel that it's your place, or that you have the power, or that you can pay it forward and do something nice in return for what I have given after all these years. Only some of you have been with me so long. I am very fortunate to have some of you who have been with me since I was basically 15 years old. I've been putting myself out here ever since I had a mohawk. That was actually my first time being in the professional wrestling ring. I'm also excessively interested in furthering that athleticism and being in the ring more, so I'll be training a lot more at Team Vision Dojo. That's kind of my home away from home in Orlando. I'm especially interested in attending the Monday classes, which is all women's division, for those of you who are interested in that. You can also send donations for that, funding my gas. It is kind of a 2-hour away from home trip. It's 2 hours there, 2 hours back. I was thinking perhaps I could incorporate it in on the days that I go to Cassadaga, so maybe on Thursdays, or I'm not really sure, I'm kind of just trusting my intuition and following the way of the spirit and how it is guiding me and leading me back to myself. I'm in the process of becoming a shaman, and I'm training with a shaman down in Miami, and important to me to be finding more individuals who are interested in this path and that are willing to give me permission to be there with them. So if you are in the South Florida area and you are interested in healing your trauma and having shamanic experiences, please know that I am holding space for you, and I would love nothing more than to be able to be there with you through your journey and through your process. And even if you don't live in Florida, maybe you want to think about how you can fly out to me and maybe we can meet down there. However, if you wish to have a Bufo experience, it's going to be important that you do the combo cleanse first. It is suggested that you do 3 cleanses to get the full cleanse. 3 combo sessions within 30 days. However, if you wish to do them back to back, day after day, that's also an option too. That's something that I personally did. And if you don't know what these medicines are, they're sacred shamanic medicines from the Amazon, and they both come from the frog. It is natural and rather enjoyable to notice the effects of what happens. I'm sure you could find another practitioner where you're located, and especially if you're willing to send me a donation, I'd be more than happy to go out of my way and try to find someone near you to do these practices with you, as I have gotten to do. I have been very fortunate in my journey. Let's see if there's anything else here. Not that I can think of, like I have some Amazon wishes, however those aren't really that big of a deal. There are like just a few little girly things that are on there that my inner kid self is like, ooh, please, 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 yes, please. And then but what's more important is being able to afford to keep eating and living well. So I would most of all enjoy to be of service more and to be doing more readings. If you've never had a reading before, I would love nothing more than to spend time with you privately. We can do Skype or I can do the phone. I do not require to be in person to read your energy. I do excessively read energy well through photographs, reading your eyes, and through also additionally hearing your voice. Sometimes I'll hear you say one thing and then I kind of hear your higher self, or I hear the spirit communicate with me some more clear things. I can do mediumship things of where I connect with the deceased. However, I tend to attempt to disconnect from that as much as possible, because the entities, they tend to enjoy to channel and to use me to be them to you, if that makes sense. And that can just be a little overwhelming sometimes, especially if it's a very emotional state for both of you, if you know what I mean. Thank you for allowing me to share with you what I have received. It has been such a pleasure growing with you and being together. I do say ho oponopono, jai bhagwan, namaste, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Take care of yourself. Besos. Ciao.